Azimio Kenya Kwanza talks, and President William Ruto is currently on his Mount Kenya tour, having spent a couple of working days at the Sagana Stage Lodge in Nyeri County. Now, of course, he's talking to the leaders from that region, assuring them of his support while lobbying for development projects, with calls to the president from the leaders to remain true to the promise that the region will not be betrayed. On the other hand, leaders from the region allied to the opposition have dismissed the presidential tour, terming it a political visit in which the president allegedly launched some old projects. Now, our Martin Monene, who is traveling with the president during that Mount Kenya tour, is just finishing up on that story. We'll have it to you in just a few moments. But first, 2 men found guilty of defiling young children have today been sentenced to a collective jail term of 131 years. The two, a preacher, James Njuguna, accused of defiling 2 siblings, was handed a 50-year jail sentence, while a German national, Thomas Scheller, will serve 81 years in jail for a number of charges, including child pornography and trafficking. The two were handed the jail sentences in Nairobi by Principal Magistrate Caroline Njangi.
On his 4th day of the Mount Kenya region tour, President William Ruto hosted elected and grassroots leaders from the populous Central Kenya region. And here, matters development were discussed in the wake of discussions between government and the opposition that Central Kenya leaders have been opposed to. Before the meeting, the president assured the residents of Chaka town that he would not share government with the opposition.
Unajua watu ni wamezoea tabia mbaya. Waliletea Moi fujo mpaka wakaenda na cooperation. Wakakuja wakasumbua Kibaki mpaka wakaenda na nusu mkate. Wakakuja wakakoroga Uhuru mpaka wakaenda na handshake. Hii serikali ya saa hii ni ya mahasla. Hapa hakuna handshake. Hapa hakuna nusu mkate.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua leading the Mount Kenya leaders in assuring President William Ruto of the full support of the vote-rich region.
For the record, the mountain is calm, and it is satisfied with the leadership of President William Ruto so far. And the mountain will continue being behind fully our president.
The deputy president making it clear that the region will stand by anyone who keeps their end of the bargain.
In this region, once we have accepted you, unless you betray us, because we hate betrayal. Your betrayal we hate. And that is why when Uhuru Kenyatta betrayed you, tuliwachana naye tukakuja kwako.
Other leaders who attended the meeting describing the 5-day presidential tour of the region ending Wednesday a success, adding that this was not a political meeting but one aimed at delivering development to the region.
The Mount Kenya region is being mistaken as being political. However, as you can see, and you know the president very well, the president has been active. Since he was elected, he has been making tours across the country.
As he had said, the newspapers had said that the president has come to calm a restless mountain. When you look at the faces that are here, there was no restlessness at all.
On the other hand, leaders from the region allied to the Azimio coalition have dismissed the presidential tour as a political one, claiming that the president was launching already launched projects. The leaders, led by NARC Kenya leader Martha Karua, accused the Ruto administration of being insensitive to the suffering of majority of Kenyans owing to the high cost of living.
Recently enacted Finance Act worsens the situation for more than 3 million micro and small businesses in this region.
Kenyans are on their own. Their representatives are behaving as though they were elected by Ruto and members of his regime.
The leaders want the Kenya Kwanza side to approach the bipartisan talks, which are set to start on Wednesday at the Bomas of Kenya, with the seriousness that it deserves.
We are on our own. These guys are talking of 2/3 gender rule, leader of opposition. Hiyo ingine nini wanasema? Hiyo mambo yote wanasema para CDF. Those are things that require constitutional amendment. Na mimi yangu ni kuwaomba wa Kenya wasidanganywe.
To some, President William Ruto meeting political grassroots leaders at the Sagana State Lodge is meant to restore any lost trust of the region's position in his administration. Martin Monene, Citizen TV, at the Sagana State Lodge, Nyeri County.